Hello, my name is Jennifer Enthavon and I'm a second grade teacher for Nacogdoches ISD. Let's go ahead and get started with our discussion for our assignment, Interview Technique, Strategy, and Liability. Okay, so interviews can become very uncomfortable for both parties, especially if it's not facilitated correctly. In the 30 questions not to ask, there were multiple questions that could set the tone for an awkward encounter if the questions are not worded correctly. Personally, I felt that those questions, they're not really questions that you would ask in an interview. Those are questions that you would use that you would have on an application that you're filling out prior to being called for the interview. We all know that the purpose of an interview is to gather information about the skills and qualifications. So when you're interviewing, you're not wanting to know what is this person's first language? Are they more fluent in Spanish or are they more fluent in English? What you're wanting to know, or a way that you can find that out prior to or without even having to ask them, is to see maybe this person is bilingual certified. There's different ways to gather that type of information without having to go to the extreme of asking those uncomfortable questions, or at least that's how I felt. Okay, what are the areas of need on your campus? So in my personal opinion, panel interviews can be extremely intimidating, especially when you're not making eye contact and you're reading directly from a paper. It's of high importance to know your campus and know the needs and the positions that you're wanting to fill on your campus. So an example would be, I'm a principal at an elementary campus and I'm needing to fill a third grade science position. I know that this teacher that I hire has to be accomplished or efficient in using the resource STEM skills, because that is the resource we use on our district for science and math. So that would be a question that I would be wanting to ask. You're not just wanting to hire a person simply because they have the certifications they have the certifications needed for that position. You're wanting a person that you truly know can use the resources the district offers to successfully teach that class. Some questions that I still felt I would like to know as a person conducting an interview were their areas of strength. I want to know what this person that I'm interviewing what's their area of strength. I want to know what made them leave their previous position. It's no secret that teacher retention is a big issue right now, and I want to know what made that teacher want to leave their previous campus, so that maybe if it's campus error or administrative error, I could work towards retaining them, because that's a big issue right now. What is the goal you would like to accomplish if given the third grade science teacher position? I want to know if they have goals, and what are they? They're short-term or are they long-term goals? What is your approach to discipline in the classroom? I want to know if this teacher is efficient in handling classroom management. How would you handle conflict with a parent or coworker? This has happened to all of us. We've either had a parent that is mad at us, yelling at us, screaming at us. I want to know how this teacher would handle something like that. I would also the next question I have is, tell me of a time you had to work with someone whose personality was different from yours. You're not always going to work with someone who has the same personality as you. And sometimes people like that tend to clash, especially if we're different types of personalities clash. So I want to know, this is a scenario type, if they've ever worked with someone like that, and how did they handle it? And the last question I would like to know is, what are some areas in which you would like to grow professionally in? I think these are just a few questions. I would ask a lot more than this, but these are just the general, most important questions that I felt are still needed to ask when conducting an interview to fill in a teacher position. Thank you for your time and for watching my video.